Hello, everyone. This is Kayla from Around the World Virtual Learning Travel Group, a just for fun Facebook group where we travel around the world. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot afford to travel around the world. It's very expensive to travel around the world. And there's also limitations to traveling around the world. Could be the weather, the time of the year. And it can also be the pandemic that we've been going through, where travel is limited to some extent. But I found out that you can still travel around the world virtually, and you can still have fun doing it. You can have fun learning about the world, and you can do it through sensory experiences. You can smell the aromas of the world. You can taste the food of the world. You can meet people from around the world, and you can go to their communities, and you can listen to music around the world, and you can cook things from around the world, and you can do different crafts and other activities from around the world, and you can experience the world in a unique way. So I encourage everybody to come on along with me. Get yourself a travel journal so that you can actually travel and write down your experiences. In our group, we learn from resources that we find on the World Wide Web. We use resources from the library or from thrift books, where I get a lot of my books to learn about the world. And we can listen to music, and we watch videos on YouTube to help us learn more about the world. And we'll learn about various geographical places. We learn about the climate. We learn about the animals that live there. We learn about the people that live there. We learn about the food, culture, holidays, and traditions. And we learn a little bit about the language of each country. And my goal, as we do our group, is to do one video every 2 months. We spend 2 months in each country. So at the end of the month, I'm going to do one YouTube video. Pause real quick. Sorry about that. My hair in my eye. So anyhow, I plan to do one video every 2 months. Now, last year we visited 4 countries. We spent a little bit longer in the U.S. because there are 50 states in the U.S. The U.S. is a very neat place because we have cultures from around the world, we have food from around the world, and we have grocery stores from around the world, and communities of people from around the world. And so we can learn a lot, museums, everything. We can learn a lot about the world here in the United States, and experience a lot of cultures and cuisines, and traditions. Right here from home, which is pretty neat. We have festivals as well, live festivals. My group does a festival every year at the end of the year, and we celebrate the countries that we have visited. We do some pop quizzes, we do some cooking activities, and some arts and crafts. Last year, we visited 4 countries, and had a unique experience in each country. When we went to the United States, we did a trivia to celebrate the 50 states, and we learned about the song "This Land Is Your Land" by Woody Guthrie, and we read a book about that. And we learned about the national anthem, and we learned a little bit about the history of the United States, starting with the 13 colonies, the first 13 colonies. And so we learned a lot about that when we learned about the USA. And we traveled to all 50 states by viewing videos of all 50 states. Maybe if we did a few visual resources, like on World Wide Web resources, but we also did a lot of video. And so it was a lot of fun. We also took a trip to Florida, and we went to the Everglades, and we learned about the animals that live there and the environment and the ecosystem and how it all works together. We did a lot in the U.S. We learned a lot. We learned something about each of the 50 states. We also went to Egypt, and when we did our festival, we learned how to write in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and write our names using ancient hieroglyphic symbols. And so that was a lot of fun. I also read a children's book, and it did a great job illustrating the tombs, the pyramids in Egypt. And we finished that by watching some fireworks in Egypt, a YouTube video of fireworks in Egypt. But I'd have to say the most interesting thing that I did, the most fun activity that I did, was learning how to write in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and learning how to write a name in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, which is pretty neat. And it's especially neat because when you write your name, you have to draw a picture of a person, an animal, or like a man or a woman or an animal or a god. And that's determinative about how you write your name. At the end of the name, how you identify yourself. So that's pretty neat. Excellent to learn. And I read a nice book. Don't have it with me right now, but about ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. And we just learned a lot about Egypt, and it was great. Really awesome. Morocco, we enjoyed our time there. We went to the Atlas Mountains, and we learned about the animals that live there and how they blend in with their environments. We also made a traditional tagine North African aromatic delicious dish with all kinds of spices, chicken and fruit. We put in it, apricot fruits and cinnamon and ginger and garlic cloves and a bunch of other delicious foods mixed together in this North African steamed dish. So we made that, and I did a cooking video, and we also made orange salad, basically. An orange dessert, orange blossom water, oranges dessert. Yum. Smells beautiful. I also had some rose water because that came with the orange blossom water that I bought, and it smells awesome. And we had a lot of fun, so we got to smell the aromas, some of the aromas that we would smell if we were to go to Morocco. The sweet aromas and taste the sweet flavors of the food. Learned a lot in Morocco. And we did Finland. We did a making Finnish glögi Christmas drink. We actually celebrated Christmas in Finland, and not just Christmas, but all of the other holidays. We learned about all of the other holidays that surround Christmas because they're very serious about their holidays there in Finland. There's a lot of them. And there's a lot of them around the winter season. A lot of different holidays. Starting with like St. Anne's Day, where they make the Christmas bread. And it's a nice big Christmas bread that they make. And they clean the house and they get ready for the holiday season. And then after Christmas, so you got all the holidays around Christmas. There's a few more. St. Lucia Day. It was a Christian martyr, and teenage girls celebrate. And usually they do some charitable acts, and they celebrate St. Lucia, and they wear a crown, and then we also, after we did that at the end, they end with a winter holiday after Christmas, where they do winter sports, and they finish up after New Year's and everything doing winter sports, and they have a holiday about that. So it's pretty neat. Lots to learn. And it's just totally awesome. So I hope you join me. Right now we're in France. We'll be there till the end of December. In January we're going to go to Bulgaria. And we should be going to a few other countries as well as we get through the year. As collectively as a group, we will choose what the second 2 countries are. We might do a total of 6 countries, because 2 months in each country. So we can kind of discuss that in our group. But the first 2 places are France, where we are right now, and then we're going to go to Bulgaria. So there's a lot of fun stuff to learn. So I believe that at the end of December or the beginning of January, I'm going to do a little video about France. And then at the end of February, I'm going to do a video about Bulgaria. And we'll try to experience some fun activities.